Our webinar has started.
Oh.
We've started. Amazing. All right, y'all. We hit the button by mistake. I don't know what happened. But amazing. Um, and we're just a little bit early starting. So as everybody's coming on live, just happy Sunday and blessed day to all of y'all. And thank you for being on here and adding your presence, your prayers, your intention as we all just gather here um, together, just with open hearts and minds, and bless one each other up. Bless one each other up. Anyway, it's Sunday. It's all right. Um, and as we get started here we go. We're right on time. It's welcome everybody to today's special edition of Beyond the Ordinary Show. Danielle, hola from Mexico. Thank you, Danielle. It's good to see you here and feel you here. I wanted to host this call on a Sunday today. Well, first of all, I wanted any excuse to bring Christabel back on. Um, she was on a couple of weeks ago, and it was just the experience and the feedback that we heard back from people who participated the first time on the call was just through the roof amazing. People writing in that they've been waiting for an experience like this. They felt somebodied, they felt enlivened. It was just wow after wow after wow after wow. And Christabel and I were speaking. It's like, what can we do to serve our community in a way that we can come together and open up this space of presence again and really tap into just that heart space. And yeah, the conversations and transmissions from we met and being here together are wonderful in prayer and blessings and acknowledgement and the wisdom that streams in and the channeling. But I wanted to offer, with the expertise of Christabel, a direct experience. And so for me, the intention, and I'll ask Christabel, I'll ask you in a second. My intention for all of us today is that we can really surrender to presence, that we open our hearts to be receptive of what our body, our mind, our etheric field, our higher consciousness, our guides, our ascended masters, our angels, our ancestors are wanting to give to us, that when we get into such a beautiful state of presence, we become receptive to in ways that we haven't been, or weren't even aware that we weren't as receptive as we could be before. And through Christabel's extraordinary modality that you will get to experience today, I know that in my experiences, it allowed me to tune in ways that I wasn't tuned in before, to be present in ways that I had been present before, to listen to my body and spirit in ways that are readily accessible if I only have presence of those aspects of myself. So it's going to be an extraordinary call. I recommend that you find space to lay down, grab a pillow, grab a blanket, grab some water as we dive into the call, and sit back and get ready to receive yourself in this beautiful Sunday gathering that we have here on Beyond the Ordinary Show. And with that, Christabel, welcome back to BTO. And thank you so much for saying yes to this.
My pleasure to be back with your beautiful community, John. And yeah, I'm just so grateful for this fresh energy of a Sunday, which feels so different than the workflow of a weekday meeting. And I'm already feeling kind of a stillness, like a more reverential alertness here with us today. And just more of this spacious presence, as you call it, and an availability, like a natural availability, since it's a Sunday, to more of a divine download for each and every one of us during the call.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I want to flow today's call with a blessing and a prayer. And before we get into that, I'd love to for you to impart for everybody who's listening on the call what it is in consciousness that this experience will guide them into. What are the potentials? What gets awakened as we touch these states of somatic awareness?
Mm. Well, Breath of Bliss is really an offering of love. Um, it actually came to me as an archangelic collective consciousness. It was a body of wisdom and knowledge that felt beyond my human, beyond my mind, and something that was really arriving for a collective of beings who are wanting to deliberately elevate their perception of reality beyond the surface mind, beyond the projections and the stories and all the painful, the pain body itself and the global addiction to that, and really use breath, movement, sound, imagination, and deliberate heart opening, ecstatic dance, and even weaving in medicines like cacao and blue lotus elixir and all these things to soften the edges, right?
Mm,
I have so many edges. I've had so many edges in my life and so much resistance to life itself in different ways. And the beauty of this practice is that it just opens us to the miracle of life. And by deliberately sort of reverse engineering these higher consciousness states of bliss, and by creating, well, today we're going to have a mini journey, 25 minutes, right? Where we will be going through an arc, a musical progression, and curated words and prayerful offering to invite everyone here to touch the center point of their being beyond their perception. So the intention is really to open to God's dream of us. Like, what is
mm,
source consciousness dreaming in its highest expression through and as each and every one of us living our greatest creative potential? And so every journey is totally different. And yeah, it's a delicious moment of presence with emotions that arise and the thoughts of the mind, and basically how loving can we be to all the parts that reveal themselves through the practice.
mm,
Because the more we breathe, the more different layers of consciousness reveal themselves to us, whether they're storylines we've been looping or emotions that have been trapped in. And it's just such a gentle, loving way to liberate what wants to move.
beautiful. I'm aware this morning I had a lot in my meditation. I had thoughts that were looping, a lot of thoughts that were looping. And I described it as it felt like the cache was being cleared. I had memories from the past that I haven't touched into for a while, and they seem seemingly small,
Mm.
but they provided kind of like this little like grit in my field that felt uncomfortable. And I felt those things leaving, but it felt kind of like monkey mind. It felt like things were disruptive. It felt like I was in a collective consciousness that felt a little slightly chaotic, not fully enough to put me into anxiety, but enough to disrupt the sense of presence and peace that I have available to me in a continuous basis. And I was really grateful that that was coming through. It's like, oh, there's something that is moving through. And I was excited because I knew that we were going to drop in into this practice today with you. And I know what becomes available there. So to give you all a little bit of my experience with Breath of Bliss and this particular practice, and then Christabel, I'd love if you'd share also what we can prepare for, what you're going to get. Give us some of the technicals and
Mhm.
to prepare for before we drop into prayer and blessings and get into the experience. But y'all, in some of my journeys with Christabel, I've gone into places where I've had the Magdalene, the feminine and the masculine energies of the Christ energies coming into me and holding me on both sides. I've had awareness of higher self messages coming through and telling me what was presenting itself in the field for me and the potential that was activating in the presence of another. Such deep sense of presence, and also after each journey feeling so invigorated, like a vitality streaming through me, that and a state of presence that wasn't there before, and really wanting to hum in that frequency for as long as I could afterwards. And again, that's my experience that I've had over several journeys of Christabel and in this practice. Um, and I just want to bring you some awareness of some of the things that may come in um, on your journey, knowing that your journey will be unique to you, but also knowing just how incredible this experience is. And I feel blessed that we get to bring it here to BTO to you on a Sunday morning. Um, Christabel, tell us a little bit more about the technicalities and the awarenesses that will be really good before, as people prepare to go into the journey with you today.
Yeah, I think the first most important so-called technicality is mindset.
Mm,
Because if you are watching, I'm just speaking directly to you, the person watching this who loves John, who tunes into Beyond the Ordinary all the time. If you have any preconceived notion of what breath work is with that name of a modality, I would just release that to the ethers today and perhaps open to the possibility that we're going to enter this somatic state of communion where your breath and your body movements and the sounds you make may possibly open up an expanded perception of oneness, because that's really the invitation through this practice is
mm,
how can we sort of, I would say, like off gas any misperceptions of reality? And just like John, you mentioned, right? Like, how can we just release the densities and distortions and use the aliveness of the practice to transmute, obstructions and opportunities to catch a glimpse of a much wider perspective on our life. And so, unlike other forms of so-called breath work, Breath of Bliss is an invitation to really come into yourself as a spiritual practitioner and to really embrace this as a prayer itself for you to attune to the presence that is never an absence, that benevolent, loving
mm,
goodness, that field of goodness that's always here for you. And that fundamental perception that you're already whole right now. You are whole. There's nothing broken in you. We're here to repair or fix. There's nothing you need to change to become worthy of communion with the all that is and bliss that surpasses the capacity for you to even imagine right now. You're already loaded and coded for this, and we're just helping you remember the truth of who you are. So first technicality is all that mindset. And we do a lot of that in the training where we train people as spiritual practitioners. And so beyond that, I would just invite you to take exquisite care of yourself today, because we're going to be, and I'll demonstrate in a moment, the breathing practice. We're going to be breathing through an open mouth for about 25 minutes. You may want to have a little beverage to hydrate if
mm,
your mouth becomes dry. And also know your throat will self-lubricate, right? And as we breathe in this open mouth, circular, connected way, and we add movement and sound, as we will, some really interesting things are going to happen, potentially could happen in your brain. And so when we do this, we actually trigger the pineal pituitary gland, open to the possibility that it can drip dimethyltryptamine into your body. And so I'm sure if you're watching Beyond the Ordinary with John, you know what DMT is, the psychoactive substance that can induce expanded states of perception beyond your human ego. And so the way you can induce a greater possibility for that is faster, fuller breaths, right? So if you want a bigger experience, the way you can do that is faster, fuller breaths. And this thing that happens really remarkably, just for a little background, because we didn't talk about this on our last show,
mm,
is when we do that open mouth circular connected breath, and if that possibility of DMT comes in, and the air becomes literally like plant medicine, then your your brain starts communicating in really exciting ways that
mm,
allows you to rewrite the story of your life. So the amygdala in the back of the brain, which tends to hold all the like foggy, like wounded parts. I'm sure people, I mean, have we all had an experience of like foggy childhood memories that were painful, but we couldn't quite remember the exact details, right? These sorts of
oh
things.
yeah.
Yeah. So that starts communicating with your insula, your emotional processing center, and lots of yups in the chat box. Yeah. And then your emotional processing center starts allowing you to feel the unresolved emotions. And then that connects with the prefrontal cortex, and you literally, as a divine creator, can rewrite the storyline. So that's just a little background. So of why intensity is going to have a direct biochemical effect on what you might see.
Mm.
And also what we're doing is what we're going to do is connect the inhale to the exhale through an open mouth. So we can open our mouths now and practice that. And just already start noticing what you're feeling. I notice I'm feeling a little dryness, which is natural in the back of the throat. But also, I'm noticing a little lightheadedness. So you may experience that. You may feel tingling, vibrating in your body. It's totally safe. I like to think of tingling and vibrating and cramping in the body as light streaming into the cells. So it's super safe. It goes away by the end. And I would also invite you just to be aware of letting go of the pause, because it can be very seductive to hang out in the pause between the inhale and the exhale as greater visions or experiences come in. But by connecting the inhale to the exhale and the exhale to the inhale, that allows the full flow of the brain rewiring. So a few technical things.
Beautiful. And what I've noticed in different experiences I've had with breath work also is how important it is who's guiding the journey and the intention of it. And something that I've spoken to you several times about before is that I find your approach unique because you don't get into healing what's broken. You don't get into re-traumatizing. You're really, and I love that you call it Breath of Bliss, because that makes so much sense to me. You're really going into the place where, by reaching those higher states of perfection within ourselves, everything that it trickles down from there is the healing.
Mm-hmm.
It's just so beautiful, and I love it if you give a little bit of perspective of the consciousness that you bring into it intentionally from that place, so that really the light of our complete healness is what really illuminates everything else is healed.
Yes, John. So that, I think it's really the background in spiritual psychology and science of mind and new thought and just all the affirmative prayer. There is already an approach in Breath of Bliss that this is soul-based breath work. We're not here to explore the resolution of trauma. Because in this perspective, when we approach as prayer practitioners or spiritual practitioners, this somatic experience, our duty, our charge as facilitators is to hold an unwavering focus on the inherent goodness and wholeness that's ever revealing itself, in which that kind of space, spontaneous healings actually can take place. And so the opportunity is really to approach the entire experience as a reconciliation with anything we have pushed away or judged, ostracized in ourselves. Like, how can we literally become the peace that passeth all understanding with any war we've created in ourselves, with other people? You know, how can we truly rest into the God conscious pearl in our hearts to simply love and breathe and be present and just witness from the eyes of the soul without getting hooked with the human and all the storylines and the assumptions. So we literally can, use the practice as a training ground to live our actual day-to-day life from our higher self, from more consciousness. So
Amazing. It's just, oh, it's so resonant with where I want to take people from. It's like, go from it, let's stay up here, and from there, all the resolution. It's just it levels up their osmosis because of that field that we carry. And for me, it's like prayer. I was taught from a very Latino Catholic perspective to pray for mercy, to pray for what it is, to almost beg for a healing and a saving. And it was in my adult life that I came to understand through my own connection with prayer that I had it flipped, and that I was asking God to come down to meet me in the suffering, where the invitation is really divine asking me to meet it and to understand that any parts of me that are in suffering will recognize the truth of the light that I'm being held in and that I carry within myself that provides the release. It is an internal journey and an awareness. And it's so beautiful. So the way that you hold that is just extraordinary. Y'all, as we start getting ready to go into our mini journey today, and it'll be about 25 minutes. Start getting your pillow ready, start getting your space ready. If you have headphones and you want to use that, yes.
An
Lara's
eye mask.
asking, eye mask is wonderful. Lara's last time said that she experiences asthma. What would you say to someone who has experiences with difficulty breathing?
Yeah, I'm noticing Lara's comment in the chat box that she used her nebulizer before so she can breathe easier. I think that's great. But essentially, this is a really good moment to pause with a few invitations for presence. So, if you've had an invasive surgery within the last month, if you have, if you're pregnant, if you like Lars has, a breathing issue, you get to modulate the pace and the depth and the intensity to be very gentle and loving for your body. Please, 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 because I actually have found that pregnant women tend to have the most psychedelic experiences in Breath of Bliss, and they're
Wow.
breathing the most gently. And they're
Mm,
often alternating between nose and mouth, which anybody can do. If anyone wants to decrease the intensity, you can alternate between nose and mouth. And at any time, it's almost like you're all driving the Ferrari of your human
mm.
vehicle with your soul. So if you want to up level that intensity, just the faster, fuller breaths, the more body movement. If you really want to bring it down slower, we lie down on purpose. I just want to mention that for those who might be sitting up looking at their computers, because when we lie down, it relaxes the whole prefrontal cortex. So you open your capacity to vision more. And that's also why we cover our eyes if you have a scarf or something. So lying down is really important in this practice if you have the capacity to do it.
Beautiful. And as we get ready to set our intentions and our prayer and the blessings before we go into the journey, y'all, I want to invite y'all for the special offer. We've adjusted it because there's 4 sessions still left in the journey that Christabel has taken through us through new moons and full moons, through eclipse portals as well. Uh, the one last week, I got taken into a place, into a castle with the Knight Templars, with an anointing that was happening through a priestess ceremony. It was absolutely phenomenal, and it was an acknowledgement, a healing, a past life reclamation, and a reclamation also of a divinity that's awakening. I'm very well aware within me, where those parts of me are gathering, because the field is so ripe with the collective consciousness and timing and the work that I've done. And it was profound. And I've still been sitting with that for a week in different ways as it's still integrating and embodying, um, which is wonderful. And I also have to, I'll say confess, because I love you guys, and I feel like family here, that as I've been having these experiences, that again, I'm someone who's journeyed with plant medicine quite a bit. I'm quite proficient in it, to be honest with you. And my need to have to go, not need, the calling to go into those realms just hasn't really come alive for me, even though there's a lot of amazing invitations to sit with master ceremonialists and the embodiments and these sober experiences, if you will, that are so accessible at any given moment if I just bring consciousness to it, or just calling me into a different place right now. So I find that fascinating as well. Um, so there's a lot that's available. Um, again, my practice in the last, was it new moon last time, Christabel? It was a new moon.
We last time we had the new moon in Pisces to activate your dream. Yeah.
Activate your dream. So the special offer brings 4 additional ceremonies. What's the one coming up? It's next Friday, right?
Yeah. So next Friday, March 14th, is the full moon eclipse in Virgo to own your truth. And it's all
Mm,
about breathing into the possibility of a higher crystalline order in every part of your life and how you can raise your standards and
mm,
how you can catch a vision of your own heaven on earth, whatever that means to you.
beautiful. And the H the Costa, yes, there's recordings offered of all of those. You'll actually have access into a portal where people can access the recordings. You'll get updates as to when the calls are coming in. When you sign up, you'll get the Zoom link directly for the call also. But I would sign into the portal so that you can get access to the integration, the follow-ups, the preparation. And again, there's 4 ceremonies that are still coming in. You'll get to experience a longer version of of what you're going to experience today. And it's profound. Those calls typically run about 2 hours.
They're 2 hours, and this is literally just the tippity tip of the iceberg of what we experience. It's a beautiful community, beautiful luminaries from all around the world tuning in. And I also just need to give voice to the fact that there is really something to placing oneself in a
Mm,
community of people who
yeah.
are raising their standards of excellence for how they're showing up and who they're spending time with. And everyone, a
Mm,
lot of the people in this, maybe about 14 people, are already training to be facilitators and spiritual practitioners in Breath of Bliss. So it is quite a field that
mm.
you'll be coming into in that space.
I've experienced this. I've sat through a few, y'all, and it's extraordinary. Truly, it is a refined field. For the last year, I've been calling in a refinement in my energy, a raising of standards, of a devotion of how I hold myself, and how I'm aware that I can be met in that, because there's something that's expanding and wants to be known within us in that very regal, divine essence
Mm,
that we're finding, that we're being illuminated into remembering, that
mm,
lives inside of us. And this, I'm quickly finding, is a vehicle to assist me in holding that standard, and a somatic awareness of where I'm not, and allowing it to rise to what's truly calling. Because the history, as we've known it, in the suffering and the not enoughness and the not good enoughness and whatever nesses come up in that energy, they're dissipating.
mm,
And so to have these containers, this high vibrational, high consciousness standard containers, um, they put us on a whole new playing field of what's possible, and exploration and awe and wonder and joy and majesty. And it's amazing what comes through. So again, the special offer for that, y'all, the links in the special in the chat box. As a matter of fact, I'll type it in again. Um, and as y'all are preparing, getting your things, getting your pillows, getting your drinks, um, setting your field. Something that you mentioned also, Christabel, that I want to bring mention to is you mentioned spiritual practitioners. And so there's an opportunity to drop in with Christabel, schedule an appointment with her, um, to discover more about how you can become a practitioner, like facilitate this type of modality, um, if it resonates with your heart. And for me, and then I'd love for you to talk about it in a second, Christabel, but for me, what I love about what Christabel is facilitating and certifying, how she's certifying people in this modality, that a lot of y'all in it by itself have your own gift that you want to share with the world, or a practice that perhaps you don't know how to package it, or how it can be received in an organized way so that more people can resonate with it, or if you already have something and it's, there's an opportunity for it to grow, because there's another amazing modality in your toolkit to offer to people, the expansion that offers, and the visibility that brings in, and also groundedness for people who maybe aren't as comfortable with the languaging vernacular that we use for the type of modalities, and for something to ground it in that can provide such a beautiful place to connect because of the languaging that we use, but also to activate someone's heart and bring them into presence for them to be even more receptive to the gifts that you're offering. So, will you share a little bit more about what happens in practitioner training? What's how you're guiding people into bringing in their mastery and elevating it so they can be of greater service to the world?
Wow, what an intro.
Mm.
Yes. So the Breath of Bliss Facilitator training is really designed to help you be the highest, most clear, crystalline channel you were born to be, to
Wow.
help you feel more authentically yourself by the end than when you started. Because there are constant invitations throughout the training to elevate your inner authority through practice, right? It's a very embodied practitioner training where you'll be invited to do a lot of psychedelic visioning, this practice being a practice to facilitate psychedelic ceremonies of breath, movement, and sound, right? Non-substance reliant, so that you're liberating people from the need to have to set themselves up with all the prep and then all the aftercare of plant-based uh, journeying, which is gorgeous, but it's like such a liberation to take sovereign ownership of your ability to tap into these expanded states of consciousness at any moment and to empower other people to do the same.
Mm.
And so the training it starts with what's called the self-love journey as the foundation, because we need to reconcile with all of the parts of ourselves that we may withhold our own love and affection from, because when training is a high frequency channel, your capacity to genuinely love or not is actually going to determine your ability to tune into the collective nervous system of a group, and also to go beyond your mind and tune into a center still point where the inspired guidance comes to you of how to navigate the landscape of the journey, right? So we start with the self-love journey for 6 weeks, and it's just a really heartwarming, nourishing deep dive into all your parts, mom, dad, your body, your emotions, and how can you just fully embrace your human vehicle as a soul and befriend it. And then from that place of your own direct realizations through breath. And again, this is so important because as a guide, your inner authority. Like if you're already a facilitator of energy work or you're esoteric channeler of some kind, it's possible there may be a wondering of what people would think if you use the vernacular that's native to you, right? Like when you do the breath journeys, so much of that inhibition melts away because you've just had such a vivid, direct experience of the divine or whatever revelations you're having, that it tends to elicit some very enthusiastic sharing. And when you're a facilitator who is speaking from their embodied direct experience, you just become so magnetic. So those initial, as I hit my mic. So for those initial 6 weeks are key. And after that, we move into a lot of practice time with foundational prayer, practicing to set the grid work emotionally and in the mental field. We have a lot of life coaching practices as well to help people sober up from trauma and drama in their lives. So you have the ability to help your students navigate their own transmutation of the pain body in different ways with practices. You actually get packets of coaching. You can literally lead coaching practices in your breath ceremonies. And of course, we provide a lot of training in facilitating 6 types of ecstatic dance and on how to use equipment. You can't see this, but I have a big mixer here. I have lights. I have all this stuff. So we teach you how to do the tech and how to lead online as well as live, because the reality today is there's a lot of people who are still comfortable online more than in person. So you're empowered to design those psychoacoustic soundscapes with music and how to help people navigate the emotions and the fears and all the things that the sensations that arise, how to facilitate integration and And there's just so much more. I don't want to take up too much time talking about it, but it's a very juicy, amazing experience of empowerment. So
It's exciting. And again, it's the work is profound. And to have this is something that you can be proud of offering as your own personal offering, because you're bringing your channel, you're bringing your heart, your love, your intentionality into a field, whether you're guiding one person or a group of 500. The gift of you being a facilitator for the divinity that flows through you for the benefit of someone else, it's just extraordinary. So I wanted to bring that into today's call as part of the special offer. So if you're called to, um, that there's access for you to share your gifts in so many different ways. So the special offer, y'all, it's the links in the chat box. Click on that, click on the special offer button, that's on the live page. We'll go back to it a little bit later, because I want to get into our practice here in a second. But if you're watching the replay, also just go to beyondtheordinaryshow.com/marketplace, find Christabel's picture, click on the special offer link, and there's, if you want to participate in the full moon ceremonies, the new moon ceremonies, the eclipse portals, that's $127 for the 4 calls that are left. I'll be on those calls, so I'll look forward to seeing you all on there. There's a 2 payment option on that as well. And again, those are live, planned for about 2 hours into those journeys. They have been profound for me. There's replays available, so that's going to be fun, and I look forward to seeing you all there. But if any of y'all are interested to go deeper into knowing how you can go into this work of Christabel, again, be a facilitator, but also what it will do for you personally by going so deep. There's a link in there to get on Christabel's calendar and book a one-on-one call with her. If you're serious about the facilitator training, it's not for a one-on-one session to go into your personal details. This is specifically for this training, and we wanted to honor the opportunity and to offer a modality that maybe speaks for you, and you may be even more enthusiastic after today's journey, and if you have a personal experience with it, which I'm sure you will. And as we transition, so again, the links in the chat box, y'all know where to find the special offer. And as we're transitioning and we set intentions and prayers to go into today's journey, first, Jill wrote, thank you, because I'll never do the plant-based drugs. Although people love the healings, I will not do that. So this is great. So thank you, Jilly, for that. I totally understand. And then Kate was asking, is it appropriate to make notes during or afterwards as with a shamanic journey?
hey, yes, absolutely. And everyone get your journal, have it near you, because this is a prime moment for catching glimpses of higher insights into your life. And it's like a dream. The insights can be very ephemeral and leave very quickly. So I invite you to jot down notes if you have insights and revelations along the way.
Beautiful. And yeah, and I like to set the space with the intention. And I called upon it earlier. And Christabel, perhaps after my set intention, if you want to share an intention or maybe your prayer, as we dive into the journey as well. But for me, again, today, it really became about being present. And being present for me today landed as really being in the preciousness of this moment, the preciousness of how wonderful it is that we can gather here together, heart to heart, mind to mind, spirit to spirit. And what an amazing opportunity that each and every one of us have to be in this experience, to witness and feel and be the love and the awe and the wonder and the curiosity and the mystery of what's here right now. So presence in a way that we get to really sit and be in communion with the experience of me, with the experience of yourself. And resting in the gift that is given to us. Again, this precious gift of being here, which is a gift beyond measure. And so I set the intention for this moment of presence at the very least during the next 30, 40 minutes that we're together, or maybe even a little bit longer. And to just bask in the gratitude of just how amazing this life is. So thank you, and blessings to you all on your journey today.
Yeah, I'm just taking some breaths with you, John. Thank you so much for setting that frequency tone of gratitude and thanksgiving. And I'll just invite everyone to continue stoking that right now as we prepare ourselves vibrationally for this experience, just giving thanks for your body, giving thanks for the ability to breathe with ease and grace, and just giving thanks for this technology that's bringing us together, and giving thanks for the power of your own heart that has carried you through so much in your life and that is waiting to speak to you today in an even greater way. And my wish is just that as we breathe and we feel the possibility of more gratitude for the simple miracles, maybe everyone look around your space and just have a moment of this awe and wonder around the simple things. A sofa, maybe there's water, maybe there's a light, there's electricity, maybe there's a plant. Like, let yourself smile, rest into the innocence of the goodness of life, and perhaps taking a deeper breath and opening to feel how connected you really are. You know, the truth of who you are, how connected you are to everyone, your family, and in your heart, you know, whatever storylines, none of that's real. Like your heart connected to your friends, your family, your loved ones, the earth, the sky, the sun rising every day. And as we breathe and we feel that connection, just recognizing the goodness that you are. So as we begin to lie down, we just want to recognize, honor, and acknowledge you're doing great. You are beautiful. You're doing so well, and life is for you, and life is on your side. The universe has your back. And this is an opportunity for you to receive today. It's Sunday. You get to lie on back, open your mouth, breathe in the nectar of goodness that is here for you. And even now, we are opening to a revelation that whatever it is you wanted to receive here today, you've already got it. It's actually already here now before we even start the practice. So whether that's bliss or vitality or wholeness or healing or laughter, like John's chuckling over there, whatever it is you came here for, it's already here in you right now. And every breath we take is simply going to amplify your knowingness and your trust in life and yourself, your security and your safety, and just the all-pervading oneness that is the truth of who you are with everything. And so with that, we just say thank you for showing up. Thank you for being born. We love you and we support you, and we're going to have some fun. So
Beautiful.
yeah,
We'll
thank
get
you.
started. As we're getting started, one thing that I want to suggest is that trust Christabel will guide you into deepening, and she'll guide you into coming out. So don't feel the need to come out prematurely because you think it might be over. Allow the grace of her guidance to really land you in such a nurturing, beautiful space where you're coming back to yourself without having to be jolted out of anything unless you're desiring to come back. But she'll land you beautifully back into a state of coming back into your body and your awareness, and we'll come back together. And so I look forward to seeing you all on the other side. And Christabel, I will turn off my microphone and my audio, and I'll be in receiving mode as well. So thank you for this.
Thank you for bringing me, John.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So as we're continuing to prepare ourselves, Laura, I see your inquiry around an essential oil. I got mine too. I absolutely support all of you in giving yourself a sacred anointment. The Christ, the word Christ means anointed one. So we can christen ourselves as whole, perfect, complete, overflowing with goodness, prosperity, well-being, vitality, and all the good things with a single drop of oil. You can do it on your third eye to open that space, or your heart to relax, open the petals of your heart. If you have a crystal or any lovely sacred object, feel free to hold that as you then cover your eyes and lie down. We'll go for about 25 minutes, and just know at the end, there's going to be a rest, right? So about 4 or so minutes will allow you the spacious drifting to really integrate your experience and discover what your gems have been. So as you arrange yourself lying down on the floor or a surface, and as you cover your eyes, and as you feel your body surrendering into all the support that's here for you up underneath you, I invite you to open your mouth wide. Open your mouth like you're going to take a bite of a big, juicy apple. And as you're breathing in through your open mouth, just begin to notice the sensations of the air as it passes over your lips, past your teeth, and over your tongue and down your throat, and beginning to expand your lungs all the way. So inflate your lungs all the way. And then when they're full, just naturally turn that right into an exhale. And as the breath flows in and fills you up, just noticing the body temple. What are you feeling as you drink in the goodness in the air itself? Letting it wash over you. Letting it flood you with a remembering. Feel your body. Feel the air creating space in you from the inside out. There's nowhere to arrive to today, just breathing. Opening to discover something new. Let the breath wash all the way over you. Wrapping you up in a blanket of light. Saturating your body in light. Connect the inhale to the exhale, and the exhale to an inhale. That's it. Maybe there's sound on the exhale. Trust your body knows what to do. Trust that life knows how to hold you. As you feel it all. Open your mouth wider. Yes. Touching something deeper inside. A deeper breath, reaching deeper inside you to feel more. To feel a part of you that maybe is asking for care. You are so safe. Breathe deeper into the safety. Connecting the inhale to the exhale. Connecting the exhale to the inhale to feel more. What is asking for your care? Deeper breaths. Perhaps connecting the breath a little faster. Breathing to feel more. To notice something new. To open your senses. Deeper breath. That's it. Move your body as you breathe. That's it. Opening the joints while you make space for fresh life force energy. You can breathe to the rhythm of the music while you move. Breathe to the bottom of you. Trusting that the deeper you go, the higher you can fly. You might want to touch your skin while you breathe. Opening up your senses. Opening up your voice. Ah, that's it. Open. What do you feel just underneath the surface? Breathing to excavate the layers, any numbness, any suppression, clearing the way. Gentle movement, using your hands, clearing the way. What wants to be felt through you now? That's it. Move your head. Let go. Let go of any thoughts that have been distracting you from the truth of who you are. You can use your hands. Any rumination, any looping that hasn't been serving you, any doubts, any fears, you can use your hands. You can move your head. You can breathe faster. Clearing space inside and around the etheric membranes of you. Open your mouth. Open your mouth. That's it. Clearing the auric field around you with the power of your attention, the power of your breath, the power of gesture. That's it. That's it, moving the hips, maybe opening up space in the knees and the thighs and the ankles and the pelvis and the wrists and the hands. With sound. What's asking for your attention? What's asking for your prayers? What's asking for your prayers? For your remembrance of wholeness, for your remembrance of purity. So you can vibrate the body to make fresh space. Your body is a temple of light. The more you move, the more you breathe, the more sound you make, the more you clear the way for the expression of purity, of beauty, of wholeness, of creativity, of innovation. Clear the way. Clear the way. Maybe arcing your spine now as a bridge between heaven and earth. What are you opening to receive today? What are you opening to know with absolute certainty today? Breathe to receive a vision. Breathe to remember the truth of who you are and why you came. Faster, fuller breaths. Traveling through pathways of light and corridors of frequency with your imagination. Open your voice, open your body, 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 open your voice, open your body. The breath is God. Powerful, full, connected breath. Opening to the possibility that you could remember your past lives, that you could remember your future lives, and all the parallel, simultaneous lifetimes. Powerful breath, connected breath, tapping into streams of information, codes of life, the possibility of a bigger dream. There. Beyond the mind, beyond the stories, beyond the memories, beyond the expectations. Breathe into this shimmering above the atmosphere of the earth. The collective field of wisdom of all the masters who have ever been. The Christed field of light. The ascended field of knowing and loving. unconditional love from beyond requirements, circumstances. Breathe into the possibility of a peace that passeth all understanding. Swallow this peace inside of every cell of your body, activating the nodal points of life. Peace, 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 singing in every cell of your body. Peace, peace, peace. Peace. Breathe in the peace. Breathe in the peace. Maybe a smile coming to your face as you feel how good it is to remember the peace that you are. Breathe in this innocent love at the center of you. Breathe to amplify it brighter. How good it is to love. Deeper breaths now, as if you're surging this field of love inside and around you. Your love touching everyone in your life, restoring everything into right relationship, perfection, wholeness, well-being, vitality, beauty, creativity, overflowing harmony. How good it is to be alive, to love, to feel, breathe. Open your mouth wider to feel it all, to feel the goodness, the possibility of a miracle just underneath the next breath. Are you willing to receive even more from this life? Deeper into the one heart in you. Can you feel it? Can you feel the truth of who you are? Can you feel it? Thank you for being born. Thank you. Thank you for trusting life. Thank you for breathing in to receive more than you ever imagined possible. Thank you for blessing everyone you would push away. Thank you for forgiving yourself for all the things you never needed to forgive. Thank you for softening. Breathe. Breathe to soften just a little bit more now if you're willing. Thank you. Thank you for sharing your love courageously. Trusting that life is here to hold you anytime you think you'll fall. Life is here. God is here for you. Breathe deeper into the totality of this goodness that's wrapping all around you, that loves you. That's it. deeper breaths to know the truth. Life loves you. Life loves you so much. If you just receive it, just open your mouth, just receive it now. Breathe it in. You're so safe. Safe to feel it all. And safe to share even more of your love. Dissolving. Close your mouth. Breathe through your nose. As you dissolve into the shimmering, relax into everything. You are everything. And slowly coming back to this now. Moment. Noticing your body in the space. Perhaps moving the fingers and the toes, stretching your head and your neck as your eyes gently open. And you enjoy all the time in the world, slowly coming back to be with us.
Mm. And as you gently inhale and exhale, I invite you into the invocation of I am a cosmic being of light. And allow the sparkles of that truth to ignite within every cell of your body in awareness. As you join us back in this space, may you come back with a smile on your heart, peace in your being, and in gratitude for this breath that we each get to take. As you slowly come back, I'd love it if y'all want to share your experiences in the chat. If you want to raise your hand to share as well, you're invited to. Allow us to witness you and to be here present with you. Mm. Mm.
May I give voice to Laura's share?
Please, yes.
Laura, thank you. I love how participatory you are too. I just want to acknowledge you. Yeah, she's asking if anyone else had sensation or pain in the chest or lungs. And this practice activates so much aliveness in the body. We feel such a small threshold of the true aliveness in our body. And so when we start bringing all our senses online, it can feel like pain. It can feel like vibrating, tingling, cramping, numbing, all the things. And so I just want to remind you how safe you are in this space and that sensation's natural as a human animal. Yeah. It's safe. Yeah.
Beautiful. Christar, having chills. Shariva, mind blowing. Thank you so much. Monica, lots of crying. Oh, blessings to you. Susan, spectacular. Celia, beautiful. Donna, reclaim divine feminine power. Amazing, y'all. Wow, there's more coming. Alice, I want to witness you. Would you mind unmuting your microphone, please? Oh, try once more. Unmute your microphone, please. Yes.
There, this time.
Welcome, sister.
Thank you so much. I'm just really grateful. And it was totally profound. And, I really was helped a lot. And what triggered a lot of release and happy tears was thank you for blessing everything you didn't need to forgive. And I hadn't breathed so fully like that. I went to a breathwork seminar once in Del Mar, and it was transformational. And so it kind of took me back to getting back into that because I had thought, oh, it's not good to breathe through your mouth. But actually, Wim Hof, was like, anyway, you get the air in there. And there is a benefit to opening it up like that. So thank you again. That's all I have to share. Thank you.
Thank you. Wow. So beautiful.
I can feel your emotion and just what's coming through. Absolutely amazing. And Sargent, swimming with whales, diving deep, remembering, harmonizing, resonating. And I freaking love you. Yes, welcome to the whale energy and the expansion that comes in that. Laura, we've got you on video, Laura. Please share what else comes to heart.
Thank you so much, John. And thank you so much, Christabel. And I appreciate you saying thank you for participating, because sometimes I wonder if I like annoy John so by how much
Oh.
I like comment and participate. So John, I hope I don't. And
Well,
I'm just
and I want to pause there just real quick as a reflection. Y'all, we turn on the chat box for a reason. It is there. I want you to share your energy. It's like, this is a contributory type of gathering, and we all lift each other up, and there's no question too big or too small, and we're all meeting each other in a place of beginningness. So thank you. And the wisdom that you get to share, we all benefit from, even in your innocent question, which can be profound. So thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Seriously, this has changed my life. VTO has changed my life in so many ways. And this experience, so last time I said it was orgasmic, and I'm just going to say it. I was literally like all over the place in my bed. And this time the same thing, just like orgasmic, and just this that's the only way I can, or the best way I can describe it for me, is orgasmic. Just that energy, you know. And I forgot to put my eye cover on, even though you reminded us beforehand, until midway through, which was kind of a bummer. But once I did, it was even more powerful to just be in that complete darkness, and to be able to ask questions. You know, you said, why are you here? And I said, you know, last time I said, why am I here? And it was the spark of the divine saying that, you know, your spark is needed here on this earth. And this time it was like, okay, I am here. Tell me what I am here for. You know, what am I meant to do? Be of service. Okay, how am I to be of service? Healing, you know. And so I just got, the answers just flowed. It wasn't even a question of, is this my own voice, or is this a guy? You know, it was just, and just trusting that the answers were there.
Beautiful.
So blessings. Thank you so much. I am so grateful. Thank you.
Laura, I just need to acknowledge you because you're such a channel. You're so clear. The fact that you empty yourself so fully and just receive the divine guidance it's my highest joy and greatest honor to support you in just getting source's view of your life and its greatest potential. So this is amazing. I'm happy for you.
Beautiful.
Thank you so much.
Blessings, Laura. Thank you. And y'all, there's more comments coming in. There's more hands raised. I want to get into that because I want to witness, because there's so much in the field right now. And I want to take an opportunity again for the invitation to go into more ceremony with Christabel. I'll be on those calls also. It's the special offer. There's 4 calls remaining. The next one happens March 14th. So this coming Friday, 12 p.m. Pacific. Calls at 12 p.m. Pacific. March 14th, March 29th, April 12th, and then 5 p.m. on April 27th. Subject to change because I think Christabel may be traveling to different places in Bali towards the end of April, but everything's recorded. There's so many, the ceremonies are profound. You got a taste of the ceremony today. Y'all, this is a taste. Oh my God, amazing. The experiences I've had of going into other realms, connecting to myself, the body vibrating. Did y'all feel that? Your body feeling like it was floating a foot above the ground or a couple of inches? Amazing. The experience is profound. And again, to be in the special offer and these ceremonies, it's something that we get to offer through BTO. And I just feel blessed to be able to provide a space where we can play in this together. Again, because I'm showing up as a participant as well. So it's wonderful. It's $127, 2 payment option. It's reduced from what Christabel typically offers this particular series of ceremonies from. So I hope you join us there. And for anybody who wishes to learn how to guide these type of ceremonies, to get into these somatic experiences and into tapping into more of your own divine channel as you guide and lead other people through these experiences, there's an opportunity to book a one-on-one call with Christabel to find out more about the facilitator training. Again, I'm very clear. This isn't a one-on-one session with Christabel for free to book on her calendar. I want her to respect her time and energy. This is to find out specifically about that training and how you can become a leader of light in this particular way and use this type of modality to add to the gifts that you have, to bring your soul essence, the love that is the foundation of your being for other people to benefit from. So there's a link to schedule the call. you can click on that and schedule the call. You'll get the calendar link on there. And before I get to our next caller, before I get into more comments, Christabel, is there anything else that you want to share in reference to the offer?
Well, I just want to share in reference to you because you just said something so beautiful. You said soul essence. Like, I've never heard that word. And you said the soul essence and the love that you are. I really feel that is the heart of the matter of what we're doing, is to really together in a conscious community at these beautiful nodal points of the full and new moon, and on these eclipses that are going to be so activated. The next one is an eclipse, is coming Friday, and the Virgo energies, for anyone again who is really devoted to the priestessing path, the priest path of creating crystalline order and grace in your life and the sacred structures to flow your gifts out to the world, the pathways, the visibility, the conscious curation of your words and your communication to really touch the hearts and souls of those you're here to help. Like, that's all Virgo energy that we'll be playing with. And each ceremony has a different theme. I can share what the other ones are, John, if you feel.
Yeah, let's do that. Absolutely.
Okay. So, as we mentioned, March 14th, Friday, is the full moon eclipse in Virgo. And then on March 29th, which is a Saturday, it is a solar eclipse, new moon in Aries. And it's all about rebirth and rising up again into the fullest version of who you're here to be. And we're going to be doing some subconscious reprogramming on that day, so you can stop playing small and really step into your leadership and commit to fearless action. So not just airy fairy, this is where I'm called, but like, what are actual goals that you're committing in our conscious community to take accountable action to move towards? And you'll also be invited, if you're inspired, to create ascension buddies in our group. A lot of people come to these and they find new best friends. They connect with people outside of the ceremonies and they keep doing the work. And then on April 12th, on a Saturday, we have the full moon in Libra, which is about becoming the beauty way. And so how can you harmonize the field of energy within your own heart first, in your deep self-love, in your deep self-care, that everything is in such right relationship and sacred order, and how you treat yourself, your body temple, your finances, like every element of your life is just in such caretaking and such affectionate attention that you literally start emanating the beauty way field, that you start becoming this broadcasting station. And your nervous system is really emanating this regulating force wherever you are, even without words. That's April 12th. And then April 27th is the new moon in Taurus, which is really foundational from, as an ending and also a beginning, which is about safety. So how can we become the source of our own safety? How can we touch into the bottom of who we are, the earthiness, the depths, and really self-source the trust so that we feel held as we move towards the next steps of our life. We have these solid foundations we can rely on. So that's a little sneak peek of what's coming up.
Amazing. So y'all, the link's in the special, it's in the chat box. You can find the special offer button. If you're listening to the replay, go to beyondtheordinaryshow.com/marketplace and find Christabel's beautiful picture, click on the special offer link, and then you'll find the link for these ceremonies. The link also to schedule a call with Christabel if you want to go deeper into this work and become a facilitator of this, which is amazing. And I highly encourage you to do so. It's something fun I want to share now, and I want to get into. Len, I want to call on you next, so hang on tight just real quick. About a month and a half ago, when I chose to participate on a call that Christabel was guiding, it was fun for me to show up as a participant, kind of like a fly on the wall on video. And other people from BTO communities like, John Burgos, what are you doing here? I was like, are you kidding me? How could I not show up? This work is amazing. And so it was fun to see other people that knew me from BTO on Christabel's call as well. And how they're being affected by it also, and how highly they spoke of the benefits that they're receiving from deepening into what's available just through being guided from someone who can hold such an immaculate field, truly. Again, because the practitioner that's holding the field sets the stage for what's possible, truly. And someone just wrote on here, best breath work ever for me. I've used to do a lot of this work. This is so incredible. So it's a testament of the facilitator and the heart and the intention that they carry. But being with other people who hold the field as well. And again, I know our BTO community. I know Christabel's community by the standards that she keeps. And so to be swimming in these oceanic crystalline waters with one another, it's just, we get to experience like an expansion of depth, if that makes sense, an expansion of depth within us. That's
amplification. Yeah.
amplification.
Because we're doing it right now. All of us are here together. We're pulsing, we're feeling more, we're dreaming bigger. I hope we're breathing deeper. Maybe there's more sensations here. It's like when we come together in a community and we're all vibing at a higher level, and we're all transmuting and releasing distortions. And then best part of each ceremony at the end, when we're all sharing the divine downloads with each other, and you catch a vision from somebody else's vision, someone brings in all like you, John, you brought in all the Christ codes and the Magdalene orders. Everyone on our call was activated by your activation. And so we create this domino effect and upward spiral for each other. And that's that magic of community.
Amazing. Anyway, the special offer, y'all dive in. Of course, we're going to run this replay. Come experience again. And we're not done. Len, I want to go to you, please. I love your share and any questions that you might have.
What to say, really? I was going to say it was a remarkable experience, but it is a remarkable experience because it hasn't let up. I'm still in it. I can feel the field here totally. Any idea of separation through this process just dissolved, and there was this, I would have to call it a multidimensional experience of really not here anymore, but really traveling, not even through the cosmos, but beyond anything called a cosmos. I would call this something, a term I've heard and participated in, a mutual awakening space. Just as Christabel was saying, this is not an individual experience, though it may appear like that. It blends entirely into the field with those who are participating in the field. Really remarkable. I experienced some different things at the start. Tears, fear came up big time.
Wow.
And I had to make myself keep going. And then it just broke through into this space. So I'll just stay here if you don't mind.
I love that, Len. I love that collective awakening that you're speaking to. We need each other to go to the next level, right? We're sobering up from that lone wolf, I'm alone on my spiritual journey story.
Absolutely.
Wow.
Yeah. And
I love that you navigated the fear, that you rode the wave rather than pulled yourself back, and an innate trust within yourself it's like a curiosity, but an awareness as well, as you just allowed yourself to be carried through it into the other side of it. And what a beautiful metaphor, if you will, for life. And to hold yourself with such sacredness, allowing your breath to carry you to another experience beyond fear, but not bypassing it, but navigating it, being with it, if you will, deepening with it, because you just allowed it to be. And it's just such a beautiful reflection on how we get to hold one another in reflection as we all navigate different parts that can come up at any time, but also seeing what's available in the highest. So beautiful. Len, thank you. Blessings on your journey. And my wish for you is that you stay in this space as well. You're
broadcasting it, Len. I actually have like a contact updraft from you sharing that.
EMT Central here.
Yeah.
Christabel, any recommendations as we're kind of simmering in this energy, individually and collectively, as we end today's call?
Yeah, one thing I'm doing that I would encourage everyone to do is I'm scrolling back in the chat box, and I'm actually just really taking in the vastness of the experiences. Because since everyone hasn't had time to share, as we do on live events, I would really give yourself a moment to read some of these beautiful, beautiful reveals, like whole body electrified and so much burping.
Cranial sacral. I've read that.
Yeah, burping and clearing, very shamanic releases going on, so many chills and crying and just all kinds of receiving of blessings. And it's just, I think you will notice when you take the time to also receive other people's experiences, it buoys your experience up to the next level. So I would also encourage you to take some time to write about your experience. Shamanic self-care is always lovely afterwards, with a little salt bath or jump in the water, go stand on the earth. And yeah, give yourself the gift of more support, whatever that looks like, whether it's coming to our ceremonies, or if you want to learn more about the facilitator training. It'd be an honor to talk to any of you, because I've already spoken to some of John's community, and it's like, you're such exceptional beings, and each and every one of you have already done so much work. I can honestly say you fully represent the caliber of being who is the greatest honor for me to help. So it's support. So yeah, feel free to reach out if I can support you.
Christabel, I want to witness Cheryl. Cheryl wrote in, thank you. I was literally screaming out old stored trauma.
Wow.
The in-breath was short and the out-breath seemed to be triple breath lengths, shifted when you said about being born. Thank you. Yes, what comes through on this is, again, I had a breathing, breath experience where I went back into a past lifetime, and it was profound. And I did immense soul recovery, one of the most profound soul recoveries I've had in my life. And you just, in presence, you never really know what wants to be communicated, again, as we attune to our mind, our body, our somatic experiences, the intelligence of our energetic work bodies, and the guidance that is here to support us, because divine timing is bringing us to a point of recognition and remembering and transmutation and enlightenment. And that's where we are right now, today, in that point. It's all gelling in such beautiful ways, because we really are ready to discover the majesty of who we truly be. What a wonderful time to be alive. What a wonderful time to have these experiences individually and collectively with all of y'all. What a wonderful time to be introduced and to be navigating this with you, Christabel.
Oh my gosh, John, thank you.
The work that you do, and the consciousness that you bring, and the love that you are. Thank you.
It's such a gift to be here with your beautiful community. And I just want to speak to the whole community too, and say, please share your medicine, whatever your gifts are. If you're here with John and you're soaking up all these codes from the amazing speakers he brings, clearly you have a lot to offer. And in these moments that the world is in need, like there's a lot of fear out there. There's a culture of urgency. There's a culture of busyness. There's people who've forgotten their innocence and the beauty and the truth of who they are and the simple miracles. So whatever is your calling, my wish for you is that you take some kind of action after today to share your light, your hope with humanity.
Wonderful. And before we hang up, someone's asking where the link to schedule a call is. Y'all go to the special offer page. I'm going to share my screen. The special offer page, the link's in the chat box. You got the Breath of Bliss ceremony series. These are the Join the Family of Light Breath of Bliss series. You'll get a description of each of those, and it gets $127 for 4 ceremonies that are left for the year. I'll be on all of those, by the way, so I'm looking forward to seeing y'all there. And then if we scroll down, and again, there's a description of each ceremony. I'm just going to go through it kind of quickly. The dates are on there. You're going to get a link for the call. You're going to get a portal link. It's going to be like a coupon where you get to join Christabel's platform for free, basically, because you've already paid through BTO. And you'll be signed up to get notifications on when these calls are, and probably some before care and after care, I would imagine, right, Christabel?
Yeah, I'm going to be adding that this week, because I have some people who are just dropping into the field fresh and they weren't really here from the beginning. So we'll be adding more goodies as we progress. And that's why it's so important to sign, not just use the Zoom link to join live, but actually enter your email in the field to kind of get the product. That gives you the back end, the reminders, and the access to other materials.
Beautiful. So this is, again, more of what you receive. Buy now, $127. And then you go further down the page, the Breath of Bliss Facilitator training. Are you interested? Register or schedule a 30-minute Breath of Bliss activation call with Christabel. And you scroll a little bit further down, and maybe we should have made it a little more obvious, but schedule a call. Click on that button. It'll take you to the calendar link, and you'll be able to schedule dates.
It looks like they just filled up. We had a whole bunch. So we'll put more on.
Beautiful. Let's put more on.
So put more on.
That'll happen, y'all.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Y'all, thank you so much for joining us in this ceremony today. Again, it's a collective feel. We all create this together and benefit from one another. So it's been a blessing to be here with you. Thank you for allowing me to set an intention for today's call, to set the grid of love and unification. And thank you, Christabel, for the facilitation, for your consciousness, for your love, your awareness, and the mastery in which you bring it all in. It's always amazing co-creating with you.
Thank you, John.
All right. Blessings, everybody. Enjoy your Sunday. Enjoy your Monday, whenever you're listening this to. And I look forward to seeing y'all on the next BTO call. Blessings, blessings, blessings.